I'm Oscar.
And I'm Mono.
And we are on a definitive quest to find the top 100 music videos of all time.
Yeah, you get a say too.
Oh, why are you so angry?
That's
Butch. Acting.
Is it Butch? Acting.
Oh, wait, was that angry or is that Butch?
What's the difference?
Ooh.
What?
Okay. Okay.
Wait, what is the difference?
Okay.
Well, did we say this is Podcast Kill the Video
No,
Star?
we didn't, but I want you to say it in your Butch's voice.
Okay. My Butchest voice? This is Podcast Kill the Video Star.
How do you have vocal fry?
I don't know.
This is Podcast Kill the Video Star. You sound like Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born.
Ooh.
Which I guess
like
is
that.
pretty Butch and angry.
It's both. And I piss myself on stage all the time. All the time. That scene
But that's
is
your kink.
so
That's your kink.
Stupid. Yeah. No, baby, no. Oh, no. It's so stupid.
The movie was made for the gays. I don't know any straight person
really
that enjoyed A Star Is Born.
It is. Well, no, that's not true. Because I know Nicole Byer and Sashir love.
Well, I mean, they're gay adjacent.
They are gay adjacent. But, like, they love how rewatchable and stupid it is.
Which version of A Star Is Born is the best?
Bitch.
Or is that the only one you've seen?
If I'm being honest, it's the only one I've seen.
Canceled.
I know there's Streisand and Judy.
Yeah.
Judy G.
Stop.
Literally Judy G. Whoa, Judy G.
Judy G.
Wow, that blew my fucking mind.
Listeners and viewers on YouTube is a reference to Drag Her, which y'all should be listening to
Synergy.
Synergy.
And if you don't know what the fuck this podcast is, I think we should tell you right now that
it's a Star Is Born podcast.
This is a Star Is Born podcast, and we talk all about the multiverse that A Star Is Born lives in.
Absolutely. No. Real talk. Podcast Kill the Video Star. The way that it works is that we have 3 music videos we're discussing today. I forgot for a second what the 3 was. I was like, ooh, how many fingers is that? 3 music videos. Mono has a pick. I have a pick. Then we talk about a popular music video in the social consciousness. And we will be posting stills of those videos on our Instagram page at Podcast Kill the Video Star. Your job is to vote for 1, 2... I'm stopping right there. Of the music videos you think are the best. The one with the most votes move on to the top 100 music videos list that we have curated ourselves.
Truth. And you can be a part of that noise by, of course, voting, like Oscar said, or liking, subscribing, commenting on YouTube. You can click all the links on the pod description, especially the one about giving us a coin. If you throw some coins at us, we watch your music video, and boy to lally, do we love it.
Boy to lally.
Boy to lally. The drag queen Boy to lally. We love it.
It's iconic. It's incredible. So yeah, send us some coins and we'll work for you. You can tell your friends that Mono and Oscar worked under me. So
that's very funny to be like, we'll work for you. Like this has become.
That's the tea.
That's the tea.
That's the tea.
We put our gay brains to work for your music video likings.
So call us now at this number below.
Call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4.
That's way too many numbers.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 4.
Yeah,
it could work if one is
with it.
It could work.
Okay, we got to get our phone numbers changed to that.
Okay.
So we've been doing this really fun thing where we focus on a music video diva. In the past, we've covered who? Christina. We've covered who? Britney. We've covered Whitney.
Riri.
Riri, yes. We've got some icons, and today we're going to talk about an icon that I personally love to death.
She's wild.
I mean,
she's
iconic. She's
iconic. She's a true artist. She is mentally unwell, and we love her for it.
Well, you said artist, so that feels a little redundant.
Yeah, true. Do you remember the controversy when BJÖRK struck out at that reporter?
Of course, that reporter.
That was
yes,
wild.
It's like it was iconic. It was amazing.
Because apparently it was a reporter who had been like following her around.
That's her side of the story. Yes,
right. Mm-hmm. Like she felt stalked by this reporter.
Exactly, and unsafe too. So.
Yeah.
Even though the question that was asked is, "Are you enjoying?" and the name of the city that she was.
I think
in.
it was like, "Have fun in blank."
Yeah.
And then,
it was
wow!
It was really unwarranted. It seemed like I don't know what the backstory is, but we are talking about the iconic, the legendary BJÖRK. Oh my God! This day has finally come. Okay, Katya and Snatch Game.
That was Bjorkanese for so.
Yeah, Iceland claims her, but she really is from another planet.
She really is. She's a fun freak. She's a supporter of queer voices.
Absolutely. A true ally, I think.
As you probably know, Hungry, a very famous drag artist, is one of her most recent makeup artists.
Yes. And that's a match made in heaven.
Keeps her looking wild. Yeah. Yes,
it's a match.
It is a match made in heaven.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they perfectly connect. So it's very cool to see them working together.
So tell me about your connection to BJÖRK. Do you have a connection? What are your thoughts on Miss BJÖRK?
I do have a connection to BJÖRK. I would say I like her a lot. I don't think I'm as connected as you. But Gene, the boyf.
Friend of the pod, Gene.
Friend of the pod, Gene. He really likes BJÖRK, so I've listened to a lot more being in his presence, and he's turned me on to all of her shit, all of her really weird shit, not just her mainstream stuff, which is what is mainstream with BJÖRK, but all of her shit, and I've come to appreciate her more as just a true an artist who plays with melodies in ways that no one else is doing.
Her voice is everything about BJÖRK, I think, is so incredibly unique. I am part of the BJÖRK gay army. I have loved her forever and ever and ever. She is so legendary, so iconic. And for me, who's like obsessed with music videos, how do I not obsess over BJÖRK? I just think she has the entire package. Her music videos are at a level where everybody else is trying to be at. Like, she just... And also, her collaborations with music video directors are something special. Yeah. She's had a long-standing relationship with Michel Gondry, and they've made some incredible pieces of art together. She's worked with some of the most legendary music video directors of all time, Chris Cunningham, Spike Jonze. Like, she really is using music videos to continue to tell the story of her music. And I think with her, and I will say like Arca, are two artists that do that perfectly. So, of course, I'm going to stand BJÖRK.
And I think she's inspired artists like FKA Twigs and, there's many others. I would even say Grimes. I feel like she's inspired a wave of like, I would call it a renaissance of trip hop, like that's happened in the past 5 years is largely in part to BJÖRK's influence.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, she's iconic in every single way. I'm obsessed with BJÖRK. I've been obsessed with BJÖRK since her Sugar Cube days. So it's great. But today we're going to talk about 3 music videos of hers that is just BJÖRK. We're not going to be talking about her Sugar Cube days, even though there are some good videos that you should check out. However, we
may cover some. We may cover some
in the future.
In the future, we're learning stuff.
Exactly.
Because some of her videos aren't on the damn YouTube.
So speak on that, Mono. Go ahead.
We were just discovering that some of her most iconic music videos are not on the YouTube.
Right.
And through a rudimentary search from the internet, of course, it quickly revealed itself that it's like, of course, struggles and arguments between record labels and different companies owning her music, whereas her newer music she owns outright. But I get that in the 90s as an up-and-coming artist, she did not fully own all of her own shit. And I think she's the kind of artist who's like, if I can't own it, then I'm not putting it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, our Yazworthy music video was going to be It's Oh So Quiet, the truly iconic BJÖRK music video that made her, I would say, like a household name, has made her very popular.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
VMA winner.
I'm sorry?
A VMA winner.
A VMA winner.
I want to say video of the year.
Justly so. It's not on YouTube. It is on Vimeo, which we can't really cover that.
But we're gonna figure out.
We're gonna figure it out.
Our lovely producer Matt will tell us if we can rip from Vimeo.
Yes. So, unfortunately, It's Also Quiet will not be featured in today's episode, but it doesn't matter because she's got literally dozens of iconic music videos, and the music videos that will be featured today are going to be on YouTube and are going to be just as good, if not, I'll say it, if not better. You know?
Wow. I mean, I agree. I mean, she has such weird, fun, crazy videos that's not many disappoint.
Absolutely.
I'll say there's a few in the bunch where you're like, this is so weird and sleepy, but that's BJÖRK.
That's BJÖRK for you. Exactly. So I would like to start with my personal pick as to my favorite BJÖRK music video, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay, great. So,
wait, did you talk enough about your connection with BJÖRK?
Yeah, I did. I love her, period.
Okay. Cool. Okay, work.
I'm obsessed with BJÖRK as just a queer weirdo growing up, and just seeing her be her authentic self. I was like, goals. Like really, just like this is. I remember watching her music video for Venus as a Boy, which is not on YouTube. I checked because that was going to be a pick of mine, and being so enamored with her entire persona that I was like, I was just like, oh, it's okay to be so strange. It's okay for no one to get you except yourself. So for me, it was truly life-changing. Anyway, I want to talk about my favorite, my second favorite music video, because my favorite music video, I covered that on an earlier episode of Podcast Called The Video Star. So
it's a good one.
I Miss You is truly my favorite BJÖRK music video, but this is my second favorite. We're talking about Bachelorette. It is
the story.
It is hands down the best collab she's done with Michel Gondry.
Ooh.
So aside from Dancer in the Dark, which I think is, have you seen Dancer in the Dark?
Yeah, years ago.
It's so good. It's so good. But
yeah,
this music video is incredible. I don't really want to talk much about it except that
There's
it's
such
so
a
incredible.
Story. Yeah, I want to see it.
Are you ready?
I'm so fucking ready.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, wow. Black and white Shaq, very the Vitch.
The Vitch.
Oh, God. Creepy.
So what's happened? It's like these weird still. It's so cool.
It is so cool.
A24 could never.
No, they...
A24 wishes, okay?
Wow. A24 is trying, but we all know who's going to win this maxi challenge.
Easily. It's like Bianca Del Rio on a roast challenge, bitch.
I was about to say, and A24 will be at the back like Jan, just...
Did well enough, but...
Did well enough. So, something amazing is happening on screen where this orchestral music is playing. That guy's a famous actor. I forget his name. Dennis something. Her book that she wrote in the shack is becoming popular and getting published.
Well,
and
she found this book in the woods,
right,
and then all these words starting appearing. She sold it to this guy.
Yes.
It's published. Everyone loves it. It's a big hit. But the way that it's shot, it's sort of like a newsreel.
Yes, it's very cool. It's like old Hollywood newsreel It's cool. And we see like this marquee with her on a stage being put at the center
and suddenly
of this
it's in
audience.
Color.
Yes.
It's very Wizard of Oz, you know?
Yes.
So they did like a Broadway adaptation of the book.
Yes.
And so right now we're seeing the play.
One day I found a big book buried in the ground. Yes, it's it's obviously some of the word is distorting, but the book is already so funny and scary because the book is so oversized in this like nightmarish way.
Yeah. And so like she's reading passages from the book, and the words are coming out in the play in a really clever way. Like I think this is classic Michel Gondry.
It's amazing.
Magic is creating. It's weird. It feels like a high school play almost, like all of Michel Gondry's work.
It's like a dollhouse. It's like realistic but not.
Yes.
It's like that juxtaposition of, like you're saying, stage play and real life, like this dollhouse crosscut.
Right.
That's now telling the story of her bringing the book to the published guy.
Yeah. A story we've already seen in the newsreel. We're seeing an adaptation
right.
of it. And it's like brightly colored, highly saturated, but there's still a sinister vibe to it. Don't you agree?
Yeah, there's something very spooky and exploitative about the storyline.
Yes. So like everyone's reading this book. People are driving cars reading this. And so now they go to a movie. What do you call that? Like a movie
producer?
A producer, that's what you call those.
A studio?
Yes.
And he's saying, yes, we want to make your story into a movie. And now we're seeing
this is incredible.
Her reenacting the stage show she's already doing on the stage.
It's a play of a play.
And she's back in another version of the play of the little subway train she was already in.
Yes, and then we see the newsreel back telling us the story of their falling out. Of the publisher and BJÖRK ending their relationship. And so we go back to the original publisher of the book. And he's having some feelings, some intense feelings.
He's having some feelings. Again, I'm not sure what reality we're in right now because they do such a good job disorienting.
Yes.
There's people reading it. We're seeing a recreation of the Hollywood story. Now,
this is so cool. That
this is so Gondry.
And then if you notice in that, you see pieces of ivy. You see some plants sort of growing, which is like a little bit of a
what the hell?
Someone turned into a bush.
Her art is disappearing.
Yes.
Wow, this feels very autobiographical.
Ooh.
Like
it's like how we can't find her videos on YouTube.
Yeah, I think this is not an accident. And her audience is becoming plants.
Yes. And this is so impressive. Oh my god.
And it's like this post-apocalyptic thing. She's in the producer's office. This kudzu is starting to wrap around her. And she loses control of her art. The book becomes intertwined in the plants, which are the audience. I mean, I think could be the audience, right? Because those, like, I don't know.
But now she's like in a field outside by herself in just nature. And then we slowly fade out, and that's the end of Bachelorette.
Wow, I really love that. That kind of gave me chills.
It's so incredible. But seeing as this is my pick, Mano, what is this music video about?
You know, I like to be funny. I like to joke. I like to be irreverent, but I really gotta say I think this is the story of her losing control of her art.
Speak on that.
So I think it's a story of her, you know, when you turn your art over to the powers that be, it gets produced and reproduced and watered down, and you lose control of it. And I think this kind of shows the story of her losing control of her art, and not only it becoming erased, but the audience becoming plants, which I think is interesting. I don't think that's an accident. I think she's saying that the audience no longer matters when your art gets reproduced so meaninglessly because the audience is no longer people. They're just the plants that were put there by the record company.
Oh, wow. Oh, like you mean figuratively and literally plants.
Exactly. I think it's a metaphor for plants. They're plants. And so that's what I think it's about.
Yeah, I love that. I love that take on that. I think it's interesting. To me, it feels like, because it's so interesting that the name of her book is called My Story, when in fact it isn't really, because so many people have like morphed it into something else, you know? To me, it is the story of like inspiration and where it comes from. And to add on to what you were saying of like what happens to our art when it's owned by other people. I mean, very much the BJÖRK story. And it, you know, inspiration came from the earth, from nature, right? And then when she tried to physicalize it, other people try to take it and use it as their own. And then eventually what happens is that you have to let go of your art and let it just decompose. Allow it to fester in nature, you know?
And all she can do is go back to that source of inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems like hoping to find another muse, another inspiration.
And maybe not. Yeah, and maybe it won't happen, you know?
Damn.
But it's kind of great. It's a bit of a shockingly sad music video, I think.
It is, but I love it. Yeah. I also think they do such a good job of just communicating this, I would say, efficiently. Like, I don't know. I thought it was great storytelling.
I think the story is fairly simple, but the way that it's being shown is so gaggy. Speaking of gaggy, what is the layout for you?
For me, the layout has got to be, God, there was a couple that gave me chills, but I'll go with her art getting consumed by the vines. Like just getting buried. Yeah, because that book is such like a key piece of, it's just a key icon. So to watch it like finally get buried by the plants, I was like, ooh, that's saying something.
Yeah.
You? What's your layout?
There's every second of this music video is a layout for me, but I think the most, it's very funny, but when she's like in that evening gown and when she turns around, she's wearing jeans. It's so funny to me in such a cool way because like you see her sort of peddling her art to the masses.
Well, I think that's what that outfit represents.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's all fake. You know what I mean? This like sort of her hair is done up in a very specific way. She's sort of playing the game like we all do. You've done it before. I've done it before. You know? And it can take a little bit of our souls. You know, having to do all that stuff. And, but still, despite that, she's like, yeah, this is all fake. I'm really like a girl in jeans. It's very cool. And it's also like the little bit of lightness in this very serious music video. So that's the layout for me.
Damn.
So there you have it. Bachelorette BJÖRK. I mean, the bar is up high, Mano. I can't wait to see what your music video is.
It's fun. I'm pumped to show you, y'all, and everyone.
Okay,
arguable.
Cute.
Well, first, shut up, Oscar. We gotta take a break. I mean, shut up, bro. You gotta take a break. Will you give me? Will you give me your best BJÖRK cry? Wow. She's a professional actor and she can't commit to the bit. Wow. What? You can't? Wow. Okay.
That's how she cries. She does a little turkey noise and then starts laughing.
I think it's called like ululating or something like that. It has a really crazy word.
Ululating?
Something where when you're like, it's a thing.
No, that's actually a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing Arab people do when they like to pop off.
Well,
but educate yourself.
You're lucky you're Arab because you can get away with that. I can't do that.
I see. Trigger Morris, you heard something else. That makes sense. You can't. You're above it. We're talking BJÖRK. I am excited to watch this next one. It is so fucking weird. It has a lot of fun facts.
Ooh.
I mean, well, we'll get to it, but I mean, it's just like a team of course, a million incredible artists came together to make this, as BJÖRK does. She really makes pieces with other artists.
Absolutely. And this is we're seeing BJÖRK later in the game. Mm-hmm. This is 2017, which is cool. We're covering, I would say, current BJÖRK, because she went through like a big transformation around that time, in terms of her aesthetic, you know? Now she's more like ethereal fairy instead of industrial trip-hop goddess. Pixie, I would say. Mm-hmm. So, this is cool.
Yeah. It is really cool. It is really weird. She's just asking herself if she can one-up herself, and I think she kind of does.
By one-up, you mean out-weird herself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, weirdness ball, which we deserve a runway that is just weirdness.
Oh, that is
down.
Really fun. Just what does the word weird mean to you?
Yeah. Obviously.
What would you do?
Oh God. I would be a fire hydrant, like crying, like sobbing, like it's like water's coming out of me because I'm a fire hydrant, but I would lean into the performance of it and be like, boo hoo, I just lost a soldier in the war, crying. What would you do?
I would be an apple, a giant apple, and then a worm coming out.
Okay.
But the worm is eating a little apple.
That's funny. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's weird. Yeah. Wait, so tell us about this BJÖRK video.
This is BJÖRK's The Gate. Now, it was her first release from Arca, which I was kind of a comeback for her. I mean, she's been making music pretty consistently, but it was kind of a comeback, and I feel like it made a very specific splash on the scene because, you know, this was directed by Andrew Thomas Wang. Amazing, inspirational. He directs a million amazing music videos, including FKA Twigs and all those peeps. Right. But it also has garments that are designed by Gucci.
Ooh, designer fish. Okay.
And I already know this. I'll say this. The dress we see BJÖRK wearing in this took over 800 hours to make. Like 550 hours.
800 hours?
Yeah. Like 550 hours to make, and then like 300 plus hours to embroider. So we're going to see some really Gaggatron on this.
Damn. So we're going to see some works of art on the body.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's chop in. 3, 2, 1. BJÖRK. Nowness presents. And we are in a mythical wheat field. And, of course, we see BJÖRK opening Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's opening
this is giving me my Final Fantasy X life.
Yeah, it's very that. And she's playing some sort of a flute. Yes. As these absolutely insane mythical creatures watch on. Yeah. Shapes? Are they creatures? I don't know. Are they clouds in this world?
I mean, talk about a weird runway challenge. This is it right here.
This is it. This is so freaky deaky. Is that mountain in the background a person?
A creature? It
Do you know what I mean?
seems to me like it's an organism.
Yeah.
Okay, she turns around and she is wearing... I mean, this is very iconic hungry. Yes. I am hungry look. You know
it is. I would dare say, I'll find out the facts later, but I feel Hungry was a makeup artist on this if I had to guess. This looks like Hungry.
Yes, absolutely.
Weird focus on her, drop out into a black screen and like a kaleidoscope consuming part of the screen.
It's very beautiful.
It's really beautiful and shocking and weird.
And geometric. She always has this fascination with geometry and like... the earth tectonic plates, like it's all it all is very thematic in her like later music video career.
It's shocking, and it is ambient and haunting, and makes you feel like you're high.
Are you high right now?
Well, you know I microdose.
Oh, you're highly medicated.
You know that. Baby, if it ain't drugs, then I'm not interested. Whoa.
Okay, so it pans out and then we see that it is
like
in fact BJÖRK
like
sort of
harnessing.
channeling that. Yeah.
I dare say this is probably the garment in question.
It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It's like holographic.
This is giving me very Iron Man.
Yes, don't bring Marvel into
This
this.
is very Iron Man.
BJÖRK's above this. Whoa. She like sent this life orb into a robot who seemingly is wearing a similar outfit. Wow. And they're bouncing this life force between the two of them. And this is so
the music is
wild.
so beautiful.
It is really beautiful, and she's performing the hell out of it.
This outfit, Mike. It's a snowflake.
There you go. It's snowflake. You can see how this took 800 hours to make.
Again, very geometric.
Yes.
She's just like obsessed with geometry.
Yeah, and now the light life force is like in her chest, shining out. A light beams. Okay, we're getting connected. We're connecting these two.
This is beautiful.
She's projecting other figures. And the music is, I mean, like you said, so beautiful. But it like leaves you wanting more, and yet I'm totally fulfilled.
I'm very satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
It's like
it is a bit sparse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. But that's her gig. That's her zhuzh.
That's her zhuzh. And we see the lights dancing, robot metal frames twirling in this evil annihilation-based cave.
Oh, girl. Okay.
It's very Annihilation.
Did you like Annihilation?
Loved.
I loved Annihilation.
I think
people didn't care about it, but I loved it.
Stupid. It's literally in my top 10 spookies.
It's great.
It's incredible. And what it says about duality, which this music video seems to be speaking on duality of identity or the ways in which we emulate the people we love. I don't know. I'm spitballing. Trying to make sense of the care for you. Okay. Well, wow. Thank God she's smart. Thank God she's smart. At least you have your brain.
You couldn't even say, thank God she's pretty. You couldn't even say that.
I just feel like I've already made that dig at you. So
now this is really interesting because we're seeing some light reflected on her face, and you could see the amount of work it took to make this outfit, and also the face piece too.
Absolutely. And now we see the metal frame, almost like guardian angeling over her. She's gesturing. I can care for you.
The way the light hits her, I'm gonna say her Iron Man section, is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, this is insane. I mean,
I would play this video game.
I would too.
Right? Because it feels like a rhythm game where you like hit the right buttons and then all this light comes out. You know what I mean?
What's also so crazy, yes, I would absolutely play this video game. Oh, it looks like she's like almost like taking. Is this sex? Is she eating?
I think it's sex. I think it's sex.
Sexual. Yes. She's taking some of that creature's energy. She's giving out energy. She's gesturing with her mouth. It's almost like these little, like, these swells represent orgasms or pleasure.
I think so.
I
think you're on the right track there.
And this is little metal orb?
This is the post-coitus thing.
Did they make a creepy little metal energy baby?
Well, this is their version of smoking a cigarette.
was about to say, it's a very Demolition Man.
Conch.
Wow. I feel
Gorgeous.
high. I feel high. So,
Gorgeous.
Jesus Christ in heaven.
Gorgeous.
Oscar, why don't you go ahead and tell me what this music video is about?
Okay, it's about BJÖRK fucking.
Okay. Period.
No, it's you know, I think it signifies the energy, the like when you're in love with someone, it's the energy that they give you. It's more than just like the way that they look. Honestly, like even their physical appearance is sort of irrelevant in this music video. Like it looks similar to her, but like it's not a complete person. It's the idea of a person, in my opinion. So to me, it seems like she's fantasizing about being with someone she loves. And it's not just like a silly fantasy of like a sexual sort of intercourse thing, which, I mean, we do see later in the video, but it's more about the energy that they give back and forth, that mutual love and respect. I mean, we've been in relationships, I can't speak for you, but I know I have. I've been in relationships where sometimes it feels a little uneven, where sometimes I'm giving too much.
I'm in one right now. I'm looking at him.
Oh, is Gene in the room? But you know, it's like when you give energy and you don't feel that energy being reciprocated at you, or like you're not putting as much energy as. So this is sort of the romantic ideal, this music video, of like someone really volleying the same amount of energy and creating something beautiful together. Yeah. After a while, it gets very sexual because like ultimately that's what it leads up to. That's another element of love. And they're able to create something really, another light source, another energy ball that can potentially love someone else in the future. And then we see the beginning of it with her in this field playing music. And it's just her sort of letting out that energy to the universe. And hopefully she's receiving that energy back.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's an extension of what it means to be an artist. Truly.
Yeah.
It's creating something and releasing it into the universe and hoping that the universe reciprocates that energy back to you.
100%. Yeah. 100%. You're right, of course. And, you know, BJÖRK doesn't speak much about her art. But she did say that this song, if you want to know, is a declaration of hope. Sung by a woman, refracted and reformed into a luminous whole. But
not
hope. Hope.
Did she really say whole?
Yes. A luminous WHOLE.
Oh, okay. Whole.
You're
like complete. Not
again. Thank God you're smart.
Well, you say whole. I'm like, what else am I supposed to think?
God. Yes. I mean, hope. Hope is a big, amazing thing that she's literally personified, characterized, illustrated. It's amazing.
So what do you think is the Leio in this video for you?
Damn. Oh my God. I gotta say, it's so what's also so fucked up about music videos is like any given shot could be a piece of art hung up in a damn museum.
Hung?
Oh my God.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Mano. Ugh, it's disgusting.
It sounds like you need a release.
You need to get it together.
It sounds like you need someone to...
You gotta stop saying these words.
Care for you, care for you.
I am single.
Yeah, you need to blow your orb into somebody right now. So,
deceased.
So, God, there's even the flute where she like looks, that flute moment where she just looks into camera. I'm just like, God, but I gotta say, it's gonna be hard to beat the luminous refractory fucking. That any one of those shots where like her metal cumsicles are shooting out of her chest. Unbelievable. How about you?
That opening shot is so beautiful. It's so iconic. And you're right. When she turns to look at the camera, like I'm like, ooh,
it's
you know what I mean?
arresting. Yeah.
She has this like weird quality to her where you're like, oh, I don't know. It's like, I know it's a BJÖRK video, but like just to see her directly stare at us back, it's like, oh, it's crazy. It's amazing. Great video. Yeah. Great choice. But now we're going to move on to our Yaz-worthy music video. Now this one is directed by, I mean, we have 3 music videos directed by 3 different people. It's kind of amazing. Shocking. This one is directed by the legendary Chris Cunningham, who has been featured on the podcast before, notably Jamiroquai's Virtual Insanity. This one is All Is Full of Love. This was in 1999, right before Y2K. So this idea of robots was huge. I mean, I remember going to school and talking about this music video and being like, did you see the new BJÖRK music video? So I'm excited. It's been a while since I've seen this video, so I'm excited to see it again. Do you remember this video at all?
Yes, I do. I had to just look at one single solitary image from it. Yeah, this was gigantic and wild and something they showed late at night on MTV and
yes,
freaky and deaky and also a VMA winner. But like a lot of her work, something that wasn't like it didn't. Of course, it was critically acclaimed and it wasn't the most popular thing on MTV.
No. I would say like that's true about her most of her career. Critically acclaimed, but didn't, with the exception of a couple of songs, it just didn't break the mainstream. But this video was all the rage. I mean, this was iconic. So without further ado, I'd like to watch the video.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. BJÖRK!
Oh, God, it is dark. Is this a factory with no products? Or is she the product? Okay.
We'll have to see. But definitely a factory, bitch.
Yeah. So, amazing shot already. Very Isaac Asimov. Like...
okay.
I mean, already absolutely stunning. And... reminiscent of animes like Ghost in the Shell, which do predate this.
Yes.
So could have been an inspiration. I mean, and it's...
So it's a robot with BJÖRK's face, and she's sort of laying on the table, factory table, and these robots are sort of doing something to her.
It already looks incredible. I mean, these machines look absolutely insane. Wow. I don't know what's practical and what's digital. Obviously, some of it's practical.
I mean,
her face,
digital?
Right? Her face is a really cool.
You mean that's not an actual robot? That's not a BJÖRK bot?
It is already shocking and amazing, and these asymmetrical shots of crazy robot arms working on her as she sadly sings. Shocking.
Yeah. It's very beautiful, but again, this is the theme. It's like all beautifully haunting, you know?
Yeah, that's her thing. It's like life is sad and it's beautiful?
Yeah. Like, what's the message here, I wonder? What was that milk thing?
It was like she was almost melting or something. I mean... Now
there's another BJÖRK bot singing to the BJÖRK bot.
There's a couple things that are just coming to my mind with this. Is she saying that we are all robots? Is she saying we're becoming robots? Is she saying you're made of parts like a robot? Oh!
Fuck! Oh,
this is interesting.
Robot fucking.
Also interesting because you could almost argue she's fucking herself.
I would say
because she's saying to herself. They went out of their way to show other robot as her singing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're like getting like imagery that is purely mechanical, and yet Very sexual. Hands are reaching.
I mean, look at what's happening here.
Also, like, the robot arms are reaching into crevices. It's like, what the fuck?
That's the weird thing.
There's liquids.
It's all, and then suddenly you think this simple act of, like, plugging in becomes a completely different meaning.
All is full of love. Is she saying, bitch, you gotta love yourself? You gotta fuck yourself if you want to fuck somebody else?
I think so. Like, this shot is so beautiful.
Shocking.
Just the wide shot of the whole
a
whole
single
system.
image that could be hung in a museum.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
they're making out. We're panning down. Are we seeing another mechanical device? Who knows? There's refractory. There's lens flares. The music beat slows.
Very J.J. Abrams. And then wires. So we see all the wires
that connected, that led up to where they were. All the wire. What does this mean?
And it mirrors the opening shot of this video as well. So it's kind of this thing of, like, sort of looping itself back together.
And then we're hearing a really soft fade out with little flickers of light in this factory that I would argue,
and then that's it,
has no product.
I mean, what is this factory selling?
Nothing. I mean, I love it. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Wow, that was fantastic. It also gets in and out. Like, I could have watched that for way longer, but pretty amazing that it got in and out.
It ends rather abruptly, I think.
Yeah. It does end abruptly.
You know?
It's like, all is full of love. We fucking. Our robot gears are juicing like crazy. But I'm left not knowing what the takeaway is.
What is the takeaway?
I don't know. I just said.
But what is your feeling of the takeaway? Because it's interesting. When I watched it, I remember watching it when I was younger and being like, oh, how cool. It's like this sensual video of just, like, finding your person. You know what I mean? Of, like, oh, this intimate moment of, like, feeling like you're the only robot in a factory that makes nothing, and then finding another robot and then connecting with each other. But watching it now, it sort of is... Depressing isn't the right word, but since you mentioned it was like, oh, is it about loving yourself? It is.
Yeah.
But ultimately, is that what she wanted? Is that what BJÖRK
I'm gonna guess
wanted?
here that this is just my interpretation, that, like, it's about how, honestly, all of our experiences are artificial. Like when we're born into this world, we live through these, like, artificial experiences that are just created. You know, I'm not saying but, like, not superficial, but just artificial, like families, school, relationships. All that is artificially created, the way robots are. And maybe she's saying all that's artificial, but what's real is self-love.
So you really think it is about loving yourself?
I do. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that for me, because the fact that they went to the lengths to make sure that other voice was BJÖRK singing at BJÖRK.
Yeah.
That to me was a key moment of, this is reflexive. This is two halves of a self.
Is that I do agree with you there. It's very similar to the game, actually, in that way, in that regard. But let me also play devil's advocate here. How would you then categorize the helper bots, the little robots on the peripheral, sort of like greasing up these two BJÖRK bots? What do they signify?
Those all these, like, artificial things that are created around you, right? Like, those are those life experiences of, like, I gotta study for this test. It's like, that is a completely artificial creation of our life, I think.
So, like, without all that stuff, it is about finding yourself and connecting.
That's gonna be my guess, and I could be very wrong.
Because that's the only real thing. I think you're right, actually. I think you're absolutely right. And it's interesting because as a viewer watching it, it is very voyeuristic. We're watching this very personal and intimate moment. And then when it's, I'm just going to say it right now, the Leu for me, it's that wide shot of the two robots and their helper bots. Suddenly you're like, wait, should I even be here? Should I be watching this?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And then when it like pans down to the floor, you're like, it sort of puts you in your head of like, I shouldn't be watching this.
Well,
self-intimacy that's exactly what it should be. It's self-intimacy. And when you're watching someone get in touch with themselves, it's like, oh, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be a part of this process. So it's like you're slowly walking away from
I found
factory.
a tidbit I have to share. This is from a BJÖRK interview in June 22nd, 2000, and she explained how she came up with the song, and I will do her voice.
Okay.
I guess waking up after having been in Spain for 6 months in the mountains with few people, it was kind of solitary. And it was April. And I had to walk in the morning around the mountains.
She's German now.
I'm finding the voice.
And spring just kicked in. It was definitely nature inspired. On a more personal level, it's about when you have been too stubborn about giving love to one particular direction. You expect it back like it's a bank or something. And kind of realizing that it's up to you what you give, but it's not up to you what you are given.
Wow. It's like BJÖRK herself was standing in front of me.
Oh, that's just what I do. I just disappear into my characters, you know?
I love that. And you know what? That's a good actor.
Okay, so we were on the right track for sure.
We were on the right track. And weirdly enough, that is a theme that has run through all three of these videos. Self versus that expectation of giving love to oneself for the art. It's very fascinating. It's very, very fascinating. What's the Leu for you?
I'm
you
gonna
didn't mention
say it's gotta be her
in
being the beginning. Her like almost like she's a robot, but she's in such a human pose, like kind of like curled up, face down on what I interpreted as a bed. That to me was like a weird moment of like you're looking at a robot, but this is a human robot. How about you?
That wide shot. That wide shot. And it's such an intimate, I mean, it's sexual. It's like pornish, actually. The way that they're holding each other. It's just so graphic in a way that, again, you're put into this position of like, oh, this feels like you just walked in, in the middle of two people having sex. And you're like, oh, oops, sorry.
Can you imagine you walk in on your Roomba and your PS5? Oh my God, sorry.
And that's what you say? What the fuck are you doing?
No, I'm very respectful.
Not what the fuck is
happening. I'm very respectful. I'm here for sexual expression.
Oh my God. I also love that it all, I mean, this predates the Apple Store, but it all looked very sort of like sterile, like an Apple Store. And also, I think it's interesting that this was shot like during the Y2K scare of it all. So it is very interesting. But that's it. We've covered 3 music videos made by the legendary BJÖRK. It is time to make our case as to why our videos should be the ones with the highest votes. Mano, can you make a case as to why The Gate deserves to have the top spot?
The Gate is insane. I mean, it is the peak of her artistry. She's doing weird new shit. She's catching Pokemon. She's fucking a robot, and they're swapping light loads. It is shocking and crazy and beautiful and haunting. And I mean the fashions. It's got, if you love cyber robot fuckfests, well, that seems to be a thing in this one.
I was going to say, like,
there are 2 videos.
there.
Okay, how about this? If you love post-apocalyptic spirit metal warrior fuckfests, you got to vote for this one.
That's better.
And how about you make a case for All Is Love, I Just Love Love?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All Is Full of Love is a video that is haunting, beautiful, and hauntingly beautiful. It has robots having sex. So if you're into that, vote for that. It's so clean.
It is clean.
It is the video aesthetic of the 2000s, and that, like, in just the sheer whiteness of it all. It's
Not
it's
the
a little
whiteness.
unsettling, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's what, girl? It's white, not Caucasian. It's white.
I heard what I heard.
We can't have Caucasians like own the term white.
I'm just
okay?
coming for you like
White
you came
is
for me
a
when I said
color.
hung. That's all.
It's very graphic. It's very sad. It's really sad, actually. But also beautiful too. It's a complex music video. Can you make a case as to why All Is Full of Love is the best video?
You mean our Yazworthy video? Wait, what?
That is our Yazworthy video.
I forgot because there's so many good ones. Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely iconic. It has, of course, been on many lists as an iconic music video. It is. It also is kind of an amazing moment in music video history where the 90s were hooking up with the 2000s.
Ooh,
you know?
I love the way you said that.
I mean, truly, like,
absolutely.
Dare I say,
right.
it was kind of an apex, a turning point, because we thought the artistry of music videos was going to continue elevating, and it didn't. It didn't. As a whole, the 90s were truly a renaissance when you had, the Gondrys and the Cunninghams putting art first. Yes. And this is the precursor to the downfall of the Mandy Moores and the Jordan Knights, who I love, but this is art.
I mean, yeah.
This is fucking art.
Yeah, this is art. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'm going to make a case as to why Bachelorette, my pick, should be in the top spot. Bachelorette is so iconic. It is what I think of when I think of BJÖRK music videos. It's a partnership with Michel Gondry, which we have to honor. Some of her best music videos were Michel Gondry directed music videos. They just get each other in a way that, like, you're envious of, like the fact that they're able, and it's about art. It's sort of a simple, self-explanatory music video, easily digestible and very approachable, but it's complex when you analyze it, like we just did. It's beautiful, it's haunting, it's depressing as fuck, and it shows BJÖRK in all her glory. It's just, I think, such a perfect music video. You gotta vote for Bachelorette.
Work.
But, you know what? We can't decide. We don't vote.
They gotta go to our Instagram. Podcast Killed the Video Star. Like 1 or 2, I'm not saying anymore, of the pictures that represent these music videos. That way we can pick the one with the most votes, get it into the top 100 music videos.
That's right. It's going to be very hard, and I have a feeling it's going to be very tight. Hard and tight.
You're so nasty today. Well, that's not the only thing that makes Oscar tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. You should have seen him last night. There we were, standing over the bloodied corpse of a dear friend, and you were snickering, stabbing away.
I was cackling. Yeah. Meanwhile, you were off in the corner jerking off.
I like what I like.
In short,
we killed MTV!
We killed MTV!
Kevin!
Kevin!